It wasn't at the beginning so easy. I have to compete with $1 million business. I opened my store with one refrigerator and one dishwasher. In 1980, when I retire, I have a inventory of $150,000. I sold everything. Why? Because credit business is a tough business. But on the side, I invest in real estate. They put me in Pasadena paper.
So you bought the land.
I bought corners on Colorado.
You bought corners, you bought the land, which you couldn't do in Europe as a Jew. Here you are in America, buying corners.
So I buy corners, building with land. I bought them, it was 50 cents a square foot. Now it's 350. I sold one building, which I bought for $60,000. I sold this for $1 million. I pay Uncle Sam, after my retirement, over $1 million taxes. When I get my check for $1 million, I was holding $450 in my hand, and I said to myself, Joseph, is this what you are working? Not my cup of coffee. I went home, quit the business, and I went to school for 16 years. I improved. I went to PCC. I was reading...
Pasadena City College.
Yes. I went to USC, SC.
You went to college?
Yes.
How many years did you go to college for?
I didn't go. First, I have to tell you. In 1934, I get my first degree in Hebrew by Professor Tartakover. 1935, I get a degree in history, Polish language, and in Hebrew, another one. I have 4 degrees. When I was 19 years of age, I get it. Why? After 1934, I never studied my memory. I never wrote notes to my book. I never wrote notes to my speeches. Whichever you have now is after. When I'm sitting down to write, I'm just thinking for a minute I write a chapter. No notes. I remember all my books, in whichever you have now is only after the lecture recorded, I typed this. Now something else which I have to tell you, you wouldn't believe. In 1988, I sent my first book job to Simon Schuster, or Schuster Simon. And they sent me back with a note. First of all, we wouldn't publish a book which is written by hand. You have to type this. I didn't know how to type. Second, you have to have an agent. But Jordan, I went to PCC for 3 months to learn to type. I bought me a typewriter and started slowly to type my book. After this, I improved my typing. After 6 months, I have job finished typing.
I could hire you to be my secretary, Joseph.
No. You know why? Because I sleep, I have to tell you. I sleep 6.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to bed 12 o'clock every day. Mm-hmm. In the morning when I wake, I like to read the papers, the daily paper. Mm-hmm. Then I go 5 times a week to the physical therapy, cardiac rehabilitation center. I already wrote on my book here, Huddington Hospital, The Kingdom of Youth. Mm-hmm. I have it ready. When I finished another of my 2 books, and when I will be alive, I will write my 8th book.
Mazel tov.
So, this is the story which I have to hear. Then, when I start to write, to start to study, I saw I don't know nothing. So how I start my study, I was written from before. I went through all our biography from the leaders, from the killers, from the Nazi, and I went through all our biographies from the leaders from the free world. I was sitting comparing and trying to find the answer. What happened to the German, the most educated nation in Europe? From builders, educated, they went to killers. What happened to them? I couldn't find the answer. And still is this the answer which still is for me a puzzle. Why? But maybe I'm thinking hungry. You see, before your lifetime, we have a writer with the name Knut Hamsun. He wrote a book, Hunger. He get the Nobel Prize for this book. He used his fantasy. I'm writing The Road to Hell. This is a story from 700, here, my table. Mm-hmm. This is a story from 721,000 inmates who the German put on the road January the 1st, 1945, till May the 1st, 720,000 inmates. Not one is alive now today. Mostly from the 720,000, you have about 400,000 alive. All of them are dead. 40, 60, 61 years, 2 years ago. After I wrote this book, nobody survived. And what happened? It's my book. I started to write The Road to Hell. I lost my hearing. I couldn't hear, I went sick. But in this time I was working with Professor John Roth from Claremont College. And I told him, when I lecture, I told him about my book, which I'm writing. He said to me, and that I stopped, he said to me, Joe, you have to write this book. You are the only one survivor from the death camp. Nobody wrote a book about a death camp. So I said, John, Professor Roth, I couldn't write, I'm sick. Because I came to a moment when on the road, on the death march, somebody joined us from another death camp, a Jewish man. And at night he told me his story when he came to the moment when they killed his parents, and while I was writing, I passed out. I went to a doctor in Los Angeles for 3 months on treatment. In this time they find an antibiotic, something to help. Because when I came to him the first time, he said to me, I couldn't help you, we don't have medication. But I came a bit later, he said, you're lucky.
Got it.
Took me 3 months, but I didn't have any more the guts to write. So Professor Roth started bug me. I said to him, Professor Roth, I will try, but please wait. I couldn't finish, you have to finish. You have a deal.
Joseph, I'm going to have to leave now because our program's spun out of time, but how do we get your books? How do we get your 5 books and 2 coming?
Do you have here the 3
No,
books?
I haven't, but how do our viewers get an opportunity?
Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
My books are on internet.
Excellent.
They can read all books on the internet.
Okay. Sounds great. Well, thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Thank you for telling the story.